Zach Life, beat depression. It's day 223. And you're coming at you live from quarantine in Kearney, New Jersey. This is the first official Keeping It Real, Stayin Live edition. And this is a show where we're going to create positive social support, new connections, as we collaborate with people in the mental health field and the fitness field. So, Holistic Chris has made it. You made it. Thank you. It's looking good.
Zach, man.
What's up, Holistic Chris? How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for being on the show and being our first official guest on this Keeping It Real segment. And now, tell us what it is that you do.
Okay. So I am an emotional wellness coach. Essentially, what I do is I help women get to the unhealed emotional root of their anxiety. So we dig deeper to find out where it's coming from, and then we shed the layers of conditioning they've been taught their entire lives to get to the core of who they really are, so they can just express themselves as who they're meant to be in this world and create things and make a positive impact in the world, because you can't do that if you have all these unhealed layers over the core of who you are. Also, if the emotions are unhealed, they're just going to come back with vengeance later, and we don't want that. So I help you feel those feelings and be comfortable with feeling them, and to not allow them to take over your life.
And is that just for women? Is it for specific women, or is it for everyone? What's your audience like?
My audience is the sensitive women, the ones who are people pleasers, the ones who are always inside their head. So I help you get out of your head and get more into your heart.
Nice. That's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not a woman, but thank you for this.
I'm open to working with men if they're willing.
Yeah, you can teach me something that can help me along my journey. I'm 100% down. I'm always open to new things, try new things. Also, one of the things we want to cover is, why do you do what you do?
Do you want the long version or the short version?
You can give me whatever version you're comfortable with, but what is it that drives you? Is it a passion? Is it a sense of purpose? What?
Oh, it's all of it. I mean, I was born to do this. I fully believe in that, because I went through a rough time, you know. I was very sensitive since I was younger, and I went through certain traumatic experiences, big or small, whatever you deem it. They were big for me at the time. And I was taught my whole life to stuff those things down and to not process them. I think most of us weren't taught how to healthily process our emotions. And then eventually that caught up to me. And around like 2.5 years ago, I developed debilitating anxiety and depression. And I thought that was like the end of my life as I knew it. And it kind of was, in a positive way, but I thought so in a negative way at the time. I was completely controlled by my emotions and my thoughts, and anxiety completely took over my life. I was scared like every moment of the day of anything you could think of that's generalized anxiety disorder. And that led to depression. But there was some part of me that knew that wasn't my fate. There was some part of me that was like, this is not how you're meant to live your life. You're not meant to be depressed and anxious. It can't be. So you either listen to that voice that's telling you the opposite, that's telling you that you're stuck and then this is your life and it's over, or you listen to the faint voice that's telling you that there's more to life and you are going to heal and this is all for a reason. So I listened to that voice. Even though I was depressed, I was completely, I don't even, it's so hard to put into words because I'm so far removed from that time in my life. But I had anxiety attacks every single day of my life at that point. And then I listened to that voice and I just kept searching and searching and searching for ways to heal, for reasons that I wasn't meant to be stuck in that place. So I listened to podcasts, I researched articles, I read books, I watched YouTube videos, I spoke to a plethora of healers. I just, I was not giving up. Every day, it was an obsession of figuring out how do I get to the core of this. And I was studying myself like you study freaking history in elementary school, whatever.
Yeah. You knew there had to be more. There had to be more for you. That wasn't the way you're supposed to live,
Right.
right? That wasn't the way that you're supposed to feel. I can relate from my totally different circumstances and situation, but very similar feelings of being suppressed, being restricted, and being kind of fed a way to be that doesn't work with the true you, with who you really are on the inside. And you
Yeah.
have that little voice. I know that little voice that's saying, this is not right, this is not the way it's going to be.
Yeah.
So I can totally relate to that. And thank you for sharing that, and continue on. If I haven't thrown you off too much, I'm
No,
sorry.
no, you haven't. You haven't.
So you researched, you did your homework, you checked all different resources, you looked for tools to get yourself back onto the right path, and then what did you find?
Well, the tools they came later, but in the beginning, it was getting to know myself. Where is this coming from? What is the root of this? Why do I feel anxiety like this? Why am I miserable every single day? Where did this come from? So it was just this obsession of understanding why it was happening to me. It was also understanding how it was manifesting in my body scientifically, because I just need to know why for everything.
Yeah.
And then that led me to working with multiple different healers, with therapists, and essentially putting my healing first above everything else. I think that's the key for everyone who's looking to heal, is to put your healing first above everything else.
Yeah, because you can't help anyone else if you don't help yourself first.
Exactly. If you want to be a beacon of light, you got to become, you have to become that light so that you can spread that light to other people. And that's my whole mission now.
So your purpose, your mission now is to spread light and to help others.
Yeah. Yeah. To not be stuck in their heads so much, because it's, as we've talked about, depression and anxiety are both epidemics in the world. Anxiety is,
Absolutely.
it's a big one.
That's all over the place. A lot of people can relate. Brian, shout out to Brian. Shout out to Sisters in Psychology. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is a segment, we're calling it Keeping It Real, Staying Alive edition, where we talk just with genuine human connection. We're building positive social support and collaborating with others. There are a lot of people spreading good information, good tools that we can use, all of us individually in our journey. Holistic Chris is one of those people. She's helping women with a lot of different tools, right? What are you using? What are the different tools that you use to help?
Well, my favorite of all is the breath. That has helped me so much in just gaining awareness of my patterns and my conditioning. And it's also helped me connect with myself. It's helped me to gain emotional intelligence, because when you're in a place where you're feeling like out of control, all you have to
Mhm.
do is bring yourself back to the breath. It's an anchor back to the present. And in that presence, you can be aware of what's happening. You can become the observer of your life. You can become the observer of your thoughts, of your emotions. And from there, you can decide what you want to do with those emotions or those thoughts, how you want to respond to them, rather than becoming like hooked onto them.
Yeah, awareness is tremendous.
Oh, yeah. It's all where it all starts.
Yeah, the first step is realizing, hey, this has got to change. This is not right.
Yeah.
And then finding those paths that work for you.
Yeah.
So you said breath work's really powerful, right? That's one of your favorites. And is there a tool I like to ask everybody as we move forward? This is the first session. You're our first guest of honor, so thank you so much for being here. But I want to set this format as we'll offer a tool to everyone who's tuning in that they can take with them. So is there something you can teach us from your tool set in breathwork that we can take with us on our journey that can help us, that we can learn within a reasonable amount of time?
Hell yeah, I can. Okay.
Sweet.
So this one method that I use whenever I'm feeling stressed or anxious, it always, like within seconds, it will change how I feel. So this is called the 4-7-8 breath. So anyone who is watching right now who wants to have a tool that will instantly help them, that this tool is free. You have it all the time. So if you're feeling stressed, you're feeling anxious, and you want to just calm your nervous system down, this is called the 4-7-8 breath. And I want you to make sure, I have chapstick, I want you to make sure that you're breathing from the belly, not from the chest, because so many of us are breathing from the chest, and that's activating our sympathetic nervous system, which is the fight or flight. So that just increases your anxiety. So when you start breathing from the belly, also from the nose, that will calm down the nervous system. So 4-7-8 breath is simple. You just take a deep breath, counting to 4, hold it for 7 seconds. Then release for 8 seconds, and make sure it's a low, slow release. When you take a deep breath and you release it, and the release is longer than the inhale, that calms the nervous system. That's like a surefire way to calm down the nervous system.
I immediately felt it. I just, I gotta say, I'm drinking coffee, so it's amping me up. But as soon as I exhaled, I felt that like kind of a calming sense. So.
Oh yeah.
Super powerful stuff. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so remember that, breathing from the belly and breathing from the nose, because a lot of us don't do that. We're all mouth, chest breathers, and that's just increasing our anxiety.
It's amazing that something so simple that all of us have can be so effective at helping us repair our mental state, calm our nervous system, take control of ourselves, of our bodies, on even like a physiological level.
Of our minds too.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah.
A lot of what we do with the training on the bag is a physical routine that has a dramatic effect on our mental health. And
yeah, tell me more about what your thing does for you. You know, what does boxing training do for you?
Oh, well, for me personally, boxing training has changed my life. I mean, it's given me more self-confidence, more self-esteem, and it's given me a sense of validation, of self-validation that I haven't found anywhere else with any other tool that I've come across. Not that I know everything, I barely know anything in the scope of all things, you know. But this thing I know about because I've been using it for 223 days consecutively. And every day that I do it, when you stick to a routine of it, it builds up in the mind and it gives you that internal validation that you can do more than you thought you could. All right. Thank you so much, Holistic Chris, for joining us, for being our first official guest. And we're going to be signing off. And I'll catch anybody who's willing to come join the live session at 8 p.m. tonight for some virtual shadow boxing training as we beat depression together.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Thank you.